After the failure of Texas's electricity market 2 weeks ago, the question we're frequently getting is, could that happen here? We'll answer that question in today's 2-Minute Tuesday. Now, we talk about what happening in Texas happening in our market. We're talking about any of the U.S.'s deregulated electricity markets, which primarily consists of Illinois across to Maryland, all the way up to New England. Now, there's three main reasons why what happened in Texas likely would not happen in any of these markets. The first is that Texas is its own standalone electricity market. The Texas market is regulated by a company called ERCOT, which is the Electric Reliability Council of Texas. So whereas the Midwest and the Northeast markets are connected to each other, if they ever ran out of power, they could call on each other for assistance. Texas market is not connected to the rest of the U.S. So you can see what happens. When it ran out of power, it had nowhere to go. That's one of the main reasons why what happened in Texas likely could not happen in other markets. A second reason what happened in Texas likely would not happen to other electricity markets is that Texas has no capacity market. Capacity markets are programs, again, in the Midwest and in the Northeast, where the grid pays power generators for simply the ability to produce power. This ability to produce power creates reliability to the grid so that when the generators are called on to produce power, the grid knows that they can rely on these companies. Now, there's big penalties if these generators are not able to provide this power that they agreed to. So these generators have financial incentive to upkeep their equipment to provide that reliability. Texas does not have that market, so there is not that same economic incentive for these generators to provide reliable power. Now, a third reason why what happened in Texas likely could not happen elsewhere is that beyond the capacity markets, some markets have winter capacity markets. Now, as an extra measure of reliability, the U.S.'s largest electricity grid, PJM, operates a winter capacity market. Now, prior to 2014, there were only summer capacity markets because the thought was that that was really the peak time for electricity usage. In 2014, we got the polar vortex that many of you might remember, and a lot of generators froze. Their power lines froze up, a lot of the gas lines froze. So PJM created a winter capacity market. And what that meant is these generators had to put extra money to ensure winter reliability of their grid. Now, that's an extra measure of protection that, as we've seen, could have helped Texas this past 2 weeks. So again, the presence of a winter capacity market is another reason why we probably would not see happen in other markets what happened in Texas 2 weeks ago. So what happened in Texas 2 weeks ago, could this happen in one of our other deregulated energy markets? Likely not. There's some structural fundamental differences between these markets, and some of our Midwest and Northeast electric markets have additional reliability through our capacity markets that make what happened in Texas extremely unlikely to happen in some of these other markets. Hope you enjoyed our video this week, and be sure to like it and to look for more continued 2-Minute Tuesday videos. Thanks for watching.